All right. Good morning, everybody. So as of this point, you should have filled in the two graphic organizers, one with mineral characteristics, the other was the physical properties. So the purpose of today is you're going to do a mineral ID lab on ExploreLearning.com. And you're going to look at those different physical properties that we looked at. So one of them is color. Color is not a useful physical property to use by itself because, again, let's say the mineral is black. Well, there are over 100 minerals that are black, so that really doesn't narrow it down. So when you're looking to identify a mineral, you need to use multiple physical characteristics. So some of the ones you're going to use today on this gizmo is density. And again, density, you need a triple beam balance because you need to find the mass. Remember, the mass is in the units of grams. And you need a graduated cylinder to use water displacement to find the volume of the mineral. Because again, density is mass divided by volume. So you'll be doing that on this gizmo too. Streak is another physical property. Now, this here is a piece of pyrite, also referred to as fool's gold because it's gold in color. Now, easy way is do a streak test. So a streak is the color of a mineral's powder. So you have this white unglazed tile here. So all you do is rub the mineral, I hate that noise, on there, and it leaves a black streak. If that was really gold, that would have left a gold streak. Again, back to density, some minerals are extremely dense. This is a piece of galena, as you can see, it's silver, but very heavy, very dense. Another one of the physical properties you look at is hardness. And there's a couple everyday things that you have at your home that you could use to determine hardness. So you can use a steel nail, you can use a penny. So if I could scratch a penny with the mineral, then I know it's harder than a 3.5 on the Mohs hardness scale, because that's the scale that we use to determine hardness. It goes from 1 to 10. 1 being the softest, 10 being the hardest. The softest mineral coming in at a 1, an example would be talc, and that's the mineral used to make talcum powder. That's what they use at the hair cutting places that they put on the back of your neck when they're done. The hardest mineral is a diamond, and that comes in as a 10. And diamonds are very useful. They're used in dental drills. They're used in tile cutting saws. They're using diamond chips, not whole diamonds. And diamonds can be used to cut glass also. So if I can cut glass with a mineral, I know that is a diamond. All right, so let's look at the gizmo. So I'll launch it here. So again, the handout that you have to fill in for this, also giving you the exact steps of what to do. I posted that as a Google Doc on Google Classroom. So again, these are the different properties you're going to be looking at. Luster is the ability, how it reflects light. So again, these are the 4 examples that you would use to describe luster. The metallic, the galena I just showed you before, that would be metallic. So that would have a metallic luster. Or you can have a glassy luster, like this piece of quartz. Or it can have a dull luster, like this piece of magnetite. Also, there are some special properties that minerals exhibit, like magnetism. So this piece of magnetite, as you can see, the magnet sticks to it. So I know it has magnetism. If I take the piece of quartz, that doesn't happen. All right, so that doesn't exhibit magnetism. All right, so there we're looking at appearance. These are the different samples. So it'll ask you to observe different samples. So you'll just click through here. So you're going to look at density. Again, you're going to take a sample, put it on the balance here, 36.4 grams. All right, so you have to record that on your data table in the packet. And then you want to go ahead and find the volume, so you could see it's at 40. So we'll put that in there. All right, so it goes up to 54, and you can see up here it tells you what the volume is. So you would take the density, what we received before, divide that by 14 mLs, and that'll give you your density. You'll record that also. We're going to look at the hardness. Again, like I said before, that the penny was a 3.5. Also, your fingernail. Your fingernail's a 2.5, all right? If I could scratch a mineral with my fingernail, then I know it's softer than 2.5, all right? If I could scratch a mineral with a penny, I know that mineral is softer than 3.5. If I can't, I know that the mineral is harder. I would go on to the next tool, which would be a piece of glass, a steel nail. And here they're using a steel plate instead. So you use these different tools. So let's say I take the mineral. Oh, I could scratch it. It's harder than a 2.5. Let's try the penny. Nope. So it's got to be in between a 2.5 and a 3.5. Because again, you see I can't scratch the glass. But I did scratch the steel plate. Oh, I did scratch the penny. Sorry. And then I did scratch the glass. It's hard to see. So I know that this mineral is harder than a 6.5. All right, so you'll do that for the various minerals that it tells you to. All right, so if we go to streak, again, this was what I showed you example with the pyrite. You're going to scratch on a plate and see what kind of streak it leaves. And this has no streak. So you would indicate that. Acid reaction, does it react acid? This is like the property of magnetism. This is one of the special properties. So I take the hydrochloric acid, drop a little bit on there. You don't see any fizzing, so it's not reactive to acid. All right. So if I were to try a different mineral, see if I can find one that would react. I don't know if this will. Whoops. All right. So that didn't react either. All right. So these are all the different properties you're going to be looking at. You're going to record them again in the packet. Now, so your last job on activity B is to identify the minerals. So you're going to identify the minerals. This is where you're recording all your data for each mineral. So you're going to be looking at samples B through F. And what you're going to do on the last page, 2 pages, is the mineral key. You're going to use that to identify your mineral. So you're going to match up what you found and try to match it up perfectly with one of these. Here's the name of the minerals all the way on the left. So you're going to use that key to identify the minerals. Now, if you have any problems or you have any questions, please email me. And again, your username and password, if you remember, I told you to make it the same as your school username and password. So if you're having problems logging in, please email me. These are going to be due on Thursday, and Thursday is a virtual day. So I'll go over briefly on Thursday. Again, if you have any questions, please email me, and I hope you have a good day.